rides on the rays of the sun here. So too does the resilience of the people. But in the battle against climate change, will hope and resilience be enough when the lives of those who contribute the least feel the brunt of its effects?
For us here in the Caribbean, climate change and its devastating impacts are our new normal.
Hope is still the strongest currency in these parts. But a devaluation of life can come if the world sells the people short. With the realities of modern times, forever no longer has the same currency it had a generation ago.
Rolling on the way through my journey, I've got a triple OG sitting right beside me. This old man, he played fall, he played knick-knack on my door. Raises a white noise, light up the world. Here we go, and I follow the sun, 'cause it's bright on the other side of my window.
In Grenada, like in many places in the Caribbean, there are continuing concerns about rising temperatures and the increasing frequency of storms.
In growing up as a young girl on the Carriacou, the changes, I always tell them the major change started with Hurricane Janet, September. September is a very terrible month for Grenada with hurricanes. Price of progress is always very high. And to me, the whole environmental problem in the Caribbean and in particular in Grenada come with the price of progress.
The country was devastated, almost complete devastation in some villages. First of all, every village in Dominica, every street, every cranny, every person in Dominica was impacted by the hurricane.
I know myself from since this is why growing up, coming here, so I used to come and enjoy yourself at the beach, and bathe and eat and drink and enjoy yourself and have fun. The river never used to meet much with the sea, but I know as the water get rough, the climate got changing.
People here have created their own way of life, overcoming great challenges over the centuries. They are at one with nature, and nature is at one with them.
There are farmers who have irrigation systems. There are farmers who are close to rivers, but there are also farmers who depend solely on rainwater, our rainwater harvesting to grow their plants. And I can tell you over the last year or so, and a lot of farmers have not been able to reach their targets in terms of production.
They follow the sun and the moon and the stars to maintain their livelihoods. Their culture has evolved dependent on the environment, their lives intertwined with its well-being.
We have no choice as a region but to pursue climate-smart development. Building the region's resilience to climate change, natural hazards, and environmental changes is not only a necessary and urgent development imperative, but is also a fundamental requirement to ensure our basic survival as a people.
Problem with climate change is it's getting warmer faster in the temperate regions, and so earlier in the year, like February, March, when the birds are still here, they don't know they have to go home yet, but all the things that should be happening when they arrive are happening earlier. So their nesting sites are becoming available, their food sources, especially insects, are blooming. So by the time the birds get back to where they have to go, there's no food for them.
Follow the sun, I follow the sun.
Water fuels life here. Above as below, without adaptation, much is at stake. Maybe the lives here can be the hope and the light the world needs to make a change before it's too late.
These impacts are reversing economic growth, exacerbating poverty, and undermining the future prosperity of Caribbean countries.
This war was not started on their terms, but one through which they are determined to fight together.
But we can't do this alone. This is why we're calling for greater focus, support, and action from the international community to get us ahead of this climate crisis.
Grenada's National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 seeks to address climate adaptation and vulnerability for sustainable development.
Being on the front line in the war against climate change, Caribbean countries are pushed into action and are finding ways to overcome the challenges.
We're facing a hurricane, Hurricane Dorian, one that we've never seen in the history of Bahamas. I just want to say that as a physician, I've been trained to withstand many things, but never anything like this.
We preserve, we protect, and we promote. Adaptation done right safeguards our economies and builds a better future for us all. The choice is clear. Delay and pay, or plan and prosper.
Hope and resilience may be enough after all. Governments, communities, and businesses are working together in this changing reality to adapt and build a stronger Caribbean as the world's first climate-smart zone.
Investing in adaptation measures is not a cost, it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to realign our lifestyles and our economies to respect that delicate balance that maintains life on Earth.
Accelerating adaptation would enable us to get ahead of the climate crisis and stay there.
In Grenada, they're embarking on a bold plan to build the first climate-smart city in the Caribbean. If carbon emissions are not capped, if the sea levels and temperatures continue to rise, if we do not act now, all hope will be lost.
The time for action is now. The choice is clear.
The choice is clear. Adapt our world.
With fresh investments in people and infrastructure, with development tied to the sustenance of the environment, with strengthening policies and greater awareness, we can accelerate adaptation and save our world. So join us as we adapt our world.
The choice is clear. Adapt our world.
Adapt our world!
It's coming, the new family of EC polymer notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antoine.
EC polymer notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
See all eyes on you, girl from afar. You shine bright like a star. See all eyes on you, girl. You are queen. You shine from deep within. Oh, 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 oh. Good, but you bad for this. Girl, show off all your ways. See, oh, 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 oh. Good, but you bad enough. Oh, I like you, mama, lady. You're so special, you mean the world to me. See, you rock my boat like waves on the sea. Yeah, can't you see? You're sweeter than the honey from the bee. Girl, you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. So let we hit the fat now.
Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name's Sheldon Scott, taking you up until the 12 o'clock hour. It's now 43 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
See all eyes on you, girl from afar.
It's a rainy Thursday on the Isle of Spice.
See all eyes on you, girl. You are queen. You shine from deep within. See oh, 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 oh. Good, but you bad for this. Girl, show off all your ways. See oh, 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 oh. Good, but you bad enough. Oh, I like you, mama.
Saying a very special good morning to those of you listening via terrestrial radio wherever you are. That's those of you listening via 97.5 City Sound FM in Brooklyn, on 94.9 We Noise Radio, Carriacou 92.9 Sister Isles FM, and of course CRFM Community Radio on your frequency modulated 85.9.
Oh, I like you, mama.
Also those of you following us on our online links.
You're so special, you mean the world to me.
Hard Talk Grenada live on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Hard Talk Grenada on YouTube.
You're sweeter than the honey from the bee.
Just some updates.
So hard. Take a little.
We're going to take the sports updates last today because kind of, I was kind of on the road, so I didn't get a chance to follow it as I should follow it for today. So I'm going to let you all know what's going on with the decathlon in a little while, because I know that the first event of today, Thursday, the 110-meter hurdles took place. Our own Lyndon Victor is now back down to 4th position. Yeah, but he's fighting. It's not by much. Yeah, he's back down to 4th position, but some of his stronger events are coming up. All right, but as I said, I'll get the rest of that report in a little while. All right, nice.
But you bad for this. Your show off all your ways. See, oh, 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 oh.
Tomorrow morning, we've got the ceremonial opening of Parliament. That's going to be taking place at the new Parliament building. Where else? It can't take place anywhere else. That'll take place at the Parliament. If you open Parliament, you take it place at the Parliament, innit?
What's up from your wine?
Just trying to confirm if the time is 9 a.m. tomorrow. I believe it is 9 a.m.
Cause you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. Yeah. So let we hit the club now. Take a shot and free up. Now let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty. We gonna turn this night into a movie. See all eyes on you. Girl,
yeah, it's the voice out of Carriacou there, Mr. Golden.
bright like a star. See all eyes on you.
So many of you will be heading there to the official opening of Parliament.
From deep within. See, good, but you bad for days. Show off all your ways. See, good, but you bad enough.
Also, coming up on the 27th of October, we've got the convention of the new National Party.
Yeah. So let we hit the flap now, clap now, shut and free up. Now let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty. We gonna turn tonight into a movie. Yeah.
New National Party, 35 years.
So hard, time move.
I think it should be coming up on the anniversary soon, isn't it?
Club now, shut and free you. Yeah.
So the convention of the new National Party taking place on the 27th of October at the MacDonald College in St. Patrick.
Club now.
Yeah, get in contact with your constituency branch. Yeah, the various constituency representatives, they'll let you know about transportation and so on. Not having a rally, yeah? Having the open and closed session, indoor sessions. So, of course, the closed session, that's for the delegates. So you must be a delegate selected by your constituency as one of the delegates to represent the constituency with voting powers. You must be a paid up member of the party. And you have observers. You can also be a paid up member of the party and so on, be an observer. You don't necessarily have to be a delegate.
You shine bright like a star. See all eyes on you. Girl, you are queen. You shine from deep within. Good, but you bad for this. Girl, show off all your ways. See, good, but you bad enough. Ooh, I like you, mama, lady. You're so special, you mean the world to me. See, you rock my boat like waves on the sea. Yeah, can't you see? You're sweeter than the honey from the bee. Girl, you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. So let we hit the fat now. Take a shot and free up. See, let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty. We gonna turn this night into a movie. See all lies.
Lyndon Victor should be in action again. Let me see, that should be about 12:35, they're saying. No, it's starting 11:35. But he's in Group 2 of the discus, so he's in Group B. He'll be the 5th thrower in Group B of the discus.
Good, but you bad for this. Your show off all your ways. See,
And in fact, in the discus, it should be known that he actually has the He has a better personal best than anyone else I'm seeing in either Group A or Group B. His personal best in the discus being 55.87. And his season best in the discus being 55.87. He threw that 55.87 this year. I'm scoring through the personal best and season best of the other competitors in the decathlon as regards to discus. And I'm not seeing anybody close. You know, all eyes are going to be on Lyndon when it comes to the discus. We have a call online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. Is this Mr. Scott?
Hi, this is he. How are you?
Very well, sir. I'm going to be quick. I hope you'll pass on my regards to Mr. Romaine. I hope he will get better quick.
Yes, indeed.
But one thing I call to say before you get too busy. I appreciated my Prime Minister and my Member of Parliament attending the funeral of one of my closest friends. I always call my twin sister, her son. I felt very good. I was supposed to be there, but my schedule didn't afford me.
Oh dear.
So I want everybody to know. Those who know me, know me. Those who don't know me. But I want to send comfort and peace to my sister and thank Mr. Clement and the Prime Minister for attending. So have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Just in case you want to call 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers that you can use to call and get onto the inside. Blossom, good morning. Hope you've been busy. No problem. Good morning to you, Chris, Hannah, Renee. Yeah, folks, remember to like and share. Olive, good morning. Folks, remember to like Lucille. I'm seeing you. It took a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Miss Grant, I haven't heard from you for quite a while, yeah? Hope everything is going all well and good on your neck of the woods. Hope that issue we spoke about, I hope at least something has been done in relation to it. You know how to find me. So as I said, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, so around 11:35, yeah? We'll have the start of the discus. There's one group that's throwing at around 11:35 and one group that's going to start throwing at 12:35. So I believe Lyndon will be in the 12:35, but just in case I'm getting it wrong, don't take my full word for it. Tune in from 11:30. Yeah, Lyndon finished 5th in the 110-meter hurdles this morning. He had a time of 14.82, which is his season's best. Yeah, every event he coming up with a season best or personal best, and that's how you have to do it in the decathlon if you intend to medal. So he has a season's best of 14.82. Just behind Thomas van der Plitsing of Belgium on 14.80. gained 871 points.
See all eyes on you.
Had a pretty quick reaction time as well.
You shine from deep within. See, rude, but you bad for days. Show off all your ways. See,
Right, you see what I say? Don't trust that thing, right? Nice. So I'm getting it now in Grenada time. So he'll be throwing at 11:35. There's a group that's showing now. That's Group A. They started at 10:30. And Lyndon is in Group 2. They are throwing at 11:35. All right, so we're looking for Lyndon at 11:35. He will be the 5th thrower in the discus this morning. All right. Then about 5 minutes after 1, he'll be competing in the pole vault. Yeah, Lyndon Victor of Grenada. He'll be into the pole vault. He's made his personal best for the year thus far, 4.90. Pole vault always being a difficult one for both himself and Kurt, considering that it's not something that we do of late in Grenada much.
So let we hit the club now.
Yeah, before in the days with fellas like you run and them, you take the bamboo pole and they run and into the sand pit. Yeah, back in those days, they used to do pole vault with bamboo and sand pit. But now they do it differently, eh? Nice. So Lyndon at roughly 5 minutes after the 1 o'clock hour, he will be the first in the lineup with the pole vault. Imagine he had around 110 meters this morning. You come back from that, you had to go and do discus. Then you had to go and do the pole vault. And then, of course, he's going to be doing the javelin. The javelin is at, let me get the javelin time. The javelin is going to be a little later this evening. The javelin is at, he's going to be in the group that starts throwing at 10 minutes after 4 this afternoon. So 10 minutes after 4, we can look out for our own Lyndon Victor in the javelin of the men's decathlon. All right, nice. When the javelin is finished, that'll be for it for the day for Team Grenada and Lyndon. And then Team Grenada is back in action tomorrow. Huh?
Girl, you've been working so hard.
20 minutes after 3 tomorrow, it's going to be the finals of the men's 400 meter. And we are looking forward to seeing Karani James take to the field. Yeah. Well, the track, not the field. Is that a different one?
See all eyes on you. Girl, from afar, you shine bright like a star.
Karani will be competing out of lane 7.
Girl, you are queen. You shine from deep within. See,
yeah, you have Akeem Bloomfield of Jamaica in lane 2. In lane 3, Demish Gay of Jamaica. Lane 4, Stephen Gardenia out of Bahamas. 5, Fred Curley from the US. 6, Marshall Cedeno out of Trinidad and Tobago. 7, Karani James of Grenada. 8, Antonio Jose Zambrano out of Colombia. And in lane 9, Emmanuel Kipkuri Koruri. Yeah, I pronounced that one wrong, boy. Kipkuri Korir. Yeah, I pronounced that one wrong. The Kenyan hold me there. Emmanuel Kipkuri Korir. I've got it. Had to turn your tongue for that one.
We gonna turn this night into a movie.
So we're looking for 20 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock tomorrow. You know, Grenada goes on a standstill as Granny James takes to the track in the finals of the IAAF 400-meter men's final.
Yes, you my queen. You shine.
Really have to follow up with the Olympic Association and see where we're headed with a 4x4 team.
Good, but you bad for days.
We've spoken about that for quite a while.
All your ways.
The thing is, you can't send guys who are running 48 and 47 and so on as part of a 4x4 team.
Ooh, I like you.
You go get relics, yeah?
So hard, take a time up. Yeah, so let we hit the flap now, shut and free up. Now let your head down, girl, show off your beauty. We gonna turn tonight into a movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the messages keep coming in. And folks, I was listening outside of the sports. I've been listening. So before I leave the sports, though, let me let you know that the final event in the decathlon is taking place tomorrow. And that final event will be the 1,500 meters. Yeah? So that'll be taking place after 5 tomorrow. There's about 5 o'clock, yeah? 4, 5, yeah. So that should be about 25 minutes after 5 tomorrow. Team Grenada will be on the tracks tomorrow again. So tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a busy afternoon for Team Grenada on the tracks. So at 3:20, we have Karani in the finals of the men's 400 meter. And then we have in the decathlon, we have Kurt Felix taking the tracks in the 1,500 meter. And that'll be at 25 minutes after 5 tomorrow afternoon. All right? Nice. Yeah, and folks, I was listening to the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program earlier. And I believe I'm going to play it again for you in about roughly 12 minutes. I'm going to play it again because I think it's important for some of you to hear what is being said. Now, they spoke of the fact that we are within that range now when a lot of folks decide they're going to swap out the stuff from inside their house. So you may have a chair, a couch that you're looking at right now and you're watching it cross-eyed because you're saying, okay, might get a little bonus when it's Christmas time, a little extra something on the salary, or some relative going to send a money for you, or there might be some promotion by someone of the financing institutions. Usually all of them have. Be them Ariza, Grenville Credit Union, all of the lending institutions, even courts themselves have an internal lending institution and so. So they may offer, at that point in time, they may offer a little loan that you want to use, or you may be getting cash directly through profit sharing or whatever it is. You may have a little extra cash in hand. And usually at that time is when people decide they're going to swap out some of the stuff inside of their house, innit? So you're getting rid of the bed and the mattress and so on. Yeah, we drive around and we see them. The mattresses sometimes outside on the curb. Or the whole bed sometimes. The refrigerators that no longer work properly again and you decide you want to free up your place. So you're getting rid of it, you throw it out. Old television sets and air conditioning units and washing machines, all those things that are not working again, or some of them working, but some people will throw it still, get rid of it. Or it can't be repaired and they just decide that it costs too much to repair it, best I just get a new one. Or I've had that one long enough time to upgrade. You actually still see some VCRs and so showing up outside people's place in 2019, yeah. They're getting rid of that. They find VCR, what do you do that? They're throwing it. It's an antique. It might be worth thousands in years to come. Not much the first Apple computer worth right now.
I'm so grateful that you are mine.
It's not garbage. A couple million, yeah, I think. hundreds of thousands US to million, yeah.
Cause you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. Yeah. So let we hit the club now. Take a shot and free up.
Now, what this Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is saying is that when you're putting out those items, they need you to contact them. Now, in each parish, each zone, they have a specific day that they pass around to collect those stuff. Yeah? So you may decide that you're cleaning out today and you put out the mattress and you expect, okay, they're collecting garbage tomorrow. They're going to take it tomorrow. But the normal trucks that are going around will not take it. They will leave it right there. They will not take it. And then you may end up complaining, well, look, we put it out for them to take and they don't take it. Now, what has happened is that you need to call the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and let them know when it is you have stuff to put out. They will tell you what is the day for your area. For instance, if you live in Grand Anse, they have a specific day that they pass through Grand Anse with special trucks to take all the heavy goods. So they would pass on a specific day, pick up all the old stoves, all the old fridge, all those old things like that, old beds and so, fan, all of these things. They have a specific day that they pass in the Grand Anse area and take up these things. But it also must be placed at the curb on the day in question. Yeah? So you have to place it on the curb, not inside the garbage bin and that sort of thing, but place it on the curb and on specific days for collection. They will tell you the day that they're passing. It's one day in each parish that they have for collecting those sort of goods. You can also, if you know the contractor for your area, you can also contact them and they will come and they will tell you what day it is that they have for coming in the area and collect it, yeah? Because the Solid Waste Management Authority works through the contractors. If it is not collected, when they tell you they'll pass and collect it, then you contact the contractor or Solid Waste and let them know, we put this out, it was out in time, and it's still there. They didn't pass and collect it. Now, the reason they do it like that, they say phone and let them know so they be looking out for something in a particular area, is they have had instances before, and it may sound hilarious to some people, they have instances before where people working equipment and so have been taken and thrown in Perseverance. Yeah, people fridge that they probably was doing some they're doing some cleaning and doing some work inside the house and they put the fridge outside. Go on in the back and do something. Come back and the fridge gone. And they're thinking now, well, who take the fridge? But it just happened that they put the fridge out. Yeah? They put the fridge out on a particular day that is also the day for collection of those sort of items. So the team passing by sees it there. They say, okay, that's out for collection. And they throw it on the truck. But it's still the person working fridge. It's happened with stoves and so on as well. So if you have these heavy goods, you have to know the day and put them out on the curb. Because you know some of us live kind of close to the road. So you might be doing some work inside. Let's say you're putting down new linoleum or carpet, or you're, if you're one of the people that you're tiling and so on. So you take out all these things and the place so chock-a-block, you rest them outside. And when you rest it outside now, boom, the truck passing and it go with that. Have some comical situations. There's one person, they had their wedding dress. Yeah, they take the wedding dress and they put it in like a garbage bag. You know, some people, they don't have the proper suit bags and so they have it in a garbage bag. Yeah, and they had it outside next to the garbage. Yeah, they're doing some work inside, or they probably rested there close to the fence while they go and do what they're doing. Come back outside and the wedding dress gone. The garbage man threw that in the garbage.
Girl, from afar, you shine bright like a star. See all eyes on you. Girl, you
Depot, I was swinging back to you on Depot. I was swinging back to you on that one in a while. Blossom is saying we have to pay £30 for each item here in London, so people put them out late at night. When you wake up in the morning, you see beds, fridge, cookers. The good thing here, and this is something that when people are dumping indiscriminately, there's no excuse. Because here, It is free. When you call a solid waste, well, let me say how it is free. You've not free, but you've already paid for it. So when you call the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and you say, I have a cooker, or I have a fridge, or I have a couch, I have a chair set that I'm looking to get rid of and I'm putting it outside, when you call the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and you inform them of that and they send the truck to collect it, you've already paid. Look at your light bill. That's where part of the environmental levy goes towards. So each time you pay a light bill and you're paying your environmental levy, that goes towards things like that. So you've already paid. So it's not an instance where you call the solid waste management and they say, well, okay, you have to pay $50 or you have to pay $100 and that sort of thing. You've already paid through your electricity bill for the disposal of these items. So you call them and they come and they collect it. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Also, the Solid Waste Management Authority, and as I said, I'm going to play the program in a while because I believe it's an important one for you to listen to carefully. Yeah? I'm going to play it in a little while again. They are removing that garbage bin that has traditionally been by the parking lot in Grenville. Yeah, they're taking it out because people just throwing garbage in it all over the day and night, things smelling, all kind of things, so they're moving it. But I'll let them tell you more about that in a short while, in about 3 minutes. So there's no excuse for you to tie your little fridge and thing to the van and go and throw it over the side of a hill somewhere. No, there's no excuse for you to go and do that. Because the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority picking it up for free and bring it up to the landfill. So there's no excuse. You have no excuse to take it and throw it over a hill somewhere or dump it in somebody else's property or have it increasing the mosquito population in some area. It's being collected, well, not for free, but because you've already paid for it, but you've already paid for the service. So use it.
But you body now. Oh, I like you, mama. Sunshine. I cherish every moment in time. See, I'm so grateful that you are mine. What's up from your wine? But on the real, you are truly one of a kind. Cause you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. Yeah. So let we hit the club now. Take a shot and free up. Now let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty.
Yeah, and we're going to go over to that solid waste program in a short. And pay particular attention, folks.
See all eyes on you.
Because as we come closer to Christmas, we see it. We're passing different areas and you see those fridges and those stoves and all those things outside. And like there's just the intention that solid waste will pass and pick it up. But sometimes you put it out just the day after when they're supposed to pass to collect those sort of items. Or they have no idea that they're supposed to collect that item in your area. So they don't send the truck to your area to collect it. Yeah? So you need to let them know. But let's hear it from Solid Waste Management Authority themselves.
Pleasant morning, listeners. Welcome to our program brought to you by the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. Before we begin this morning's presentation, this message. The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, in consultation with the Ministry of Health, has taken the decision to immediately discontinue use of the garbage collection point on the compound of the Grenville car park. The removal of this collection point is due to frequent complaints of constant presence of waste in the vicinity, waste being washed out to sea, and unsightliness in the general vicinity, resulting in the harborage of rats and other disease-carrying pests. It is to this extent, vendors and small businesses are therefore asked to take their generated waste to the garbage receptacle near the entrance to Victoria Park in tied bags. If you have cardboard boxes to rid of, please ensure they are broken down and tied together to save space and prevent spills. You are reminded that the garbage collection service for the town of Grenville are 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. every day. The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is delighted to work with you to ensure the provision of a reliable garbage collection service. Should you have any questions on the arrangement, please feel free to contact the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority on 444-2019 to have your queries addressed. Thank you. Now for today's presentation. It has become typical to see householders go into a shopping frenzy towards the end of November in anticipation of bonuses, back pay, profit sharing, cash gifts from relatives, etc. In other words, we are just under 60 days until the start of the season of increased commercial activities. With this comes increased demands for special collection service for old household furniture, appliances, and fixtures. For today's program, we wish to make a special appeal to householders who have made up their minds to part with certain household items in the coming months to make their appointments way ahead of the date you plan to dispose of your old item in order to avoid the rush of disappointment of having your item on your property well into the new year. Interactions with members of the general public throughout the year has revealed to us that many homeowners are still unaware of the free special collection service provided by the authority to rid of white goods such as refrigerators, stoves, washing machines, freezers, AC units, and furniture such as sofa or lounge sets, couches, beds, mattresses, closets, etc. The lack of use of this service is evidently clear, as we continue to encounter communal garbage bins which should be used for the disposal of regular household waste, and secluded abandoned properties regularly cluttered with a wide range of discarded white goods and other bulky items. Through the environmental levy, when paying your electricity bill and the purchase of certain items that are subject to the levy, you have already paid for the disposal of your bulky items and white goods, so householders do not have to pay any extra fees for collection teams to take the items away. So wouldn't it be much easier to book an appointment and have us remove the items than sneaking off into the dead of the night and disposing your items at the nearest garbage bin or illegally dumping at abandoned, secluded properties? The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, through its contractors, provides a free once per month per community special collection of large and bulky items to every householder by first calling the authority or the contractor for your area to make an appointment. After an appointment has been made and a day given for the items to be collected, householders must then see to it that these items are carefully placed in front of their properties near the curb on the day given to ensure its timely collection. If the contractor for your area has failed to collect the items on the stipulated day, you are then required to contact us at the authority so the problem can be immediately rectified. This appointment system is needed so as to prevent some of the problems we have encountered in the past, where persons have placed their items out for reasons other than collection, and the authority was held responsible for removing those items by mistaking them as refuse. As we quickly approach the festive season, a time known for homeowners to be engaged in extensive cleanup activity around their property, residents are encouraged to make use of this free special collection service as soon as possible and refrain from waiting till the last minute to schedule an appointment for disposal of your items. You would appreciate there is little time left in the year, and with the service being a once per month per community by appointment only basis, it is imperative that appointments be made as early as possible to prevent your scheduled pickup going into the new year. At this time, we would like to share our contractor number and area of operation for those who may not be aware. We begin with St. David onto Munich St. Andrew. You are serviced by SP Solid Waste Collection Services Limited. Telephone number 435-3862. St. Patrick's West, St. Mark, St. John. You are serviced by Mitchell's Trucking Service. Telephone number 437-0040. South of St. George, your garbage collection contractor is Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Telephone number 439-6605. For the Tongue of St. George, you are serviced by Rainbow Janitorial Services. Telephone number 444-0763. North St. George, your garbage collection contractor is Southern Waste Management Services Limited. Telephone number 435-3478. North St. Andrew, East St. Patrick, you are serviced by Island Supply Limited. Telephone number 438-2914. And finally, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, your garbage collection contractor is SD's Solid Waste Collection and Trucking Company. Telephone number 443-7396. For any clarification or more information, feel free to contact the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority on 444-2019. This has been our presentation for today. Do have yourselves a great day from the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority.
Strength to carry on, you're a hero.
up so easy now. One step forward, no looking back. Every stumbling block, we tackling that. Face the storm with your brilliance, and with resilience, you will conquer all. Every time you fall, you rise up, standing tall. You are born to be brave. If things ever get rough, don't you
Yes, indeed. Laura Lisa. So I feel there's only Soca Grenada could produce her.
I'm sure you will find the hero that lies in you.
Yes, Depot. Seeing your thing there, yeah, in relation to having a 4x4 team, that you can't risk compromising the health of those who compete at that level until you increase the stock. Yeah, you must have at least 5 or 6 guys, even more, that are running 45 and below. Yeah, you don't want guys that running 48 and 47 and so to say going and make a 4x4 team.
Heart's made of gold, yeah. Don't you believe the light?
As it is right now, we can say we have Karani and Braylon that are in the 45 and sub 45 range. And in Karani's case, sub 44. And if you were to go to pair them with 2 guys who are running 48 and 47, you're going to cause one or the other or both of those athletes to damage themselves. So as it is right now, we have to get some other athletes up to the point where they're running a 45-second flat, yeah, for the 400 meter before you can have a proper Grenada 4x4 team. I think sometimes one of the things that we get tied up with is that we see an athlete performing here at the intercall games or at national champs. They're winning by several meters. Every race they're winning by several meters. And we're thinking, but this person is world standard. We have to get that person out there and so on. But I've seen it before that I've gone to the intercall games and I've seen particular athletes run and run and run and win nearly every race that they're in. And then when it comes to the qualifiers for the Carriacou games, they can't make it. Yeah. So they're winning. But if you're the fastest or the slow, you're just the fastest or the slow, you're still in fast. Yeah?
Don't you ever lose your stride.
We've got a caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon.
Morning. How are you doing?
Good enough, and good morning to Devon. Sheldon, if you will allow me at least another minute or two, I just want to share a burden I have on my heart. We're looking at something last night and people prophesying whatever. But if when Dr. Keith won the first election, I got a word. And I said to people that he will win, and I got confirmation. And I got confirmation he will win again. When I returned home last year, this is a year and 3 days I'm back here. And I shared with my church members. They gathered around me and taking me for a fool and did not know what I was saying. And I said, yes, the work is not finished. Dr. Mitchell will win again. And people come up with all sorts of things about evil and whatever. But I'm a believer. And I know what I'm saying. And I know when God speaks to me, Sheldon. And I told them he will win. And now again, this lady's prophesying all over about our country. And another woman is giving confirmation. But I said to her, if it is true, it will happen. She don't know me. She's telling me I'm not a believer. I guess if she really had the Spirit of God, she would have known who is speaking and who is writing to her. Anyhow, what I want to say is that from Jeremiah 27:4-5, I don't have time to read it, but 28:9 talks about if the prophet is true, it will come true. And I know what God said to me, and it did come true. And I'm not prophesying about damnation for my country because I love my country. And I want people to know judgment begins at the house of God. And I want us as Christians, stop playing church, gather, fast and pray. People calling that Dr. Mitchell should call for their friend. No, it starts with God. He said that we who are called by his name, we shall humble and pray. He will forgive our sin and heal our land. So he's not calling on Dr. Mitchell. He's calling on we as believers. And I want Grenadians to fast and pray and go before God. God hates sin, Sheldon. And another thing I got when I received back here, something was going on home, and I said, let me call Sheldon and Shane. And I did not mark it in the word, but in Jeremiah, he said to Jeremiah, go, knock down this wall, and I'm going to show you what is happening behind that wall. People is dabbling in things that God don't want them to dabble. I don't know who. He had not shown me who, but people is dabbling in things. They are worshiping the sun in them days and worshiping idols, but now people are into the devil. And I want us as Grenadians to stop, because the Lord said the earth and the fullness thereof is his, and the people are his. And God could do with us, Sheldon, whatever he pleases. But at the same time, he's a merciful God. And he wants us as God people to fast and pray and repent. He hates sin. And that's how we will spell. And I don't know if what they are prophesying is true. And I don't want it to be true. That's why I'm admonishing. I do not have time for tomorrow, but I'm sharing today. This burden is upon my heart, and I will call other Christians and ask them that we should go before God and ask for mercy and to save our land. Thank you so much, Sheldon. Continue whatever you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Yes, indeed. I've been hearing a lot of those calls on different programs these days prophesying, yeah? Yeah, my own views in relation to them, but what can you do? All right, folks. And 440-7377-3473-293101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside. Yeah. And then when people say things like nothing taking place in this place, well, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. Yeah. I will come back to that. So I was speaking just before about the fact that we need several other athletes running times sub 44 to be able to have a 4x4 team. It is not impossible. It is not impossible, but we have to really focus. Yeah? It is an amazing feat for a small country as Grenada to have an athlete that has not won once but twice medals at the Olympics and also at the World Championships. Yeah? It's amazing. And to actually in the last Olympics to have 2 Grenadians into the finals at the 400 meter, that again, amazing. Yeah? So it is not impossible, but we have to focus on it. But again, as Depo was pointing out earlier, you can't kill out your athletes who could really run by going and have to put other athletes who some slow times to go and put them in with them. No. We might be seeing them here. We might be seeing them winning here. Winning is one thing. The time you win in is important as well. It's why every year you have this confusion that takes place. This athlete, we see them mash up into call, and how Olympic Association wicked, they don't send them. And this one wicked, Athletic Association wicked because they don't send them and who don't like them and all this kind of thing. That has nothing to do with it. There are qualifiers and there are qualifying times and distances that need to be made. You may be the baddest javelin man in the secondary school system right now, but your javelin throw may be below the distance required for you to qualify for the Carriacou Games. You're beating everybody here, but you can't beat anybody outside there because you can't even qualify to go outside there. That's why they have qualifying standards and times and distances. All right? So as long as we understand that, we gain a better understanding of why we are not at where we need to be right now when it comes to a 4x4 team. Yeah, and no, and that is not government. That is Olympic Association, Athletic Association, and individuals themselves. Because if you're serious about your craft and you're serious about representing Grenada and so on, you know that you can't go and drink the pile of alcohol and jump up all over the place and go and damage the ligaments in your foot so you can't run to represent. Yeah? You know, for instance, Kirani says he loves basketball, loves basketball. But because he has a career in the 400 meter, he will not take the chance of going and play a game of basketball now to go and damage himself. You land bad, you damage some muscle or you damage a bone or so on, or a ligament, and you end your career? No, he has discipline. So we have a lot of people with capability, but they don't have the discipline to move forward in those different events and so. All right, I think we have a caller on the line.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon.
Morning, how are you?
Everything?
Hey, I'm good.
Okay. Brother Sheldon, I want to say congratulate brother Kirani James for qualifying for the final. He didn't win the semi-final, but he plays and makes us proud again. I want to say in life, you win all the top, but when you look back and see where you falter, it is a good to look back and falter so you could do better. So I know presently that Kirani will bring gold back to we, the Grenadian people. Right? We don't worry. But he came second in this semi-final, but he will bring gold for us. They have to look back. And I'm saying that those people who don't want to look back as where they falter, they will always remain the same. As a political party, always continue doing the same thing. Never want to look back at where they falter and getting the same result. But brother Kirani James, he will look back at the table and see where he falter, and then he will work on his fault, and he will bring back gold to we, the Grenadian people, to make us proud once again. If he comes second, he comes third, he makes us proud as a Grenadian. So, brother Sheldon, you have a wonderful day. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Yeah. You have to keep checking. Just trying to see if I could get some more information for you all. So, folks, remember when you tune in tomorrow, you'll have the reading of the throne speech will be taking place tomorrow. I think all the activities generally start at 9, but the specific time that the throne speech is read, I don't have that in front of me right now. The throne speech points out the direction that government is going with all the different sectors of the economy and other vital areas to all of us as Grenadians. It will point out what government has done and intends to do for the next cycle. All right? Nice. So it's a very important speech. In fact, I dare say after the budget speech, I believe this is the most important speech after the budget speech. Well, not budget speech because is it budget really a speech? The delivery of the budget, yeah.
You rise up, standing tall. You are born to be brave. If things ever get rough, don't you give up. There's a hero inside of you. If you look deep inside, I'm sure you will find the hero that lies in you. You're a hero.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Good, but you're very low this morning.
You're fine?
Yeah, what happened to you there?
Huh. What happened? I lost one of my cousins, 2 brother children.
Oh dear, accept my sympathy.
Thank you so much. But, however, something I would like to ask you there about. If, like you get a piece of land rented, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody come to you and ask you if you could split the rent, but it's not for it's for agriculture, but the person want to put a house. Could you split the rent with that person? The land is not yours.
No,
You
that's
just work in it.
I think that would be subletting. I don't think that would be right or legal. I think you would have to speak to the owner of the property to find out if you're allowed to do that. But you can't be renting a piece of property for agricultural purposes from someone
You're right.
and then decide that you're going to cut it in two and sublet rent to another person for them to put a house there. Nah. Nah, you're finding yourself in big trouble with the owner there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not my own.
Yeah.
So why do I have to go and watch? People just meet you and they just say just the simplest what Miss Madison just said. They want to do what they want and tell you what you want. And then for you to get in trouble, I didn't tell them already. I just blind, But I don't think I'm losing it right now.
No.
I'm not losing it.
Now, that would definitely be wrong. I don't think you could do that, no.
No, it's not my own. It was given me for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, contact the person for yourself. Why come to me?
Yeah.
you know.
And that's what they need to do. If they have that intention, they would like to put on a building and so, because there's something that's going on there. And particularly for those of you who are listening outside in the diaspora, I think it's very important that they attempt to find out what's going on in the papers, the newspapers in Grenada on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Because remember, there is that law now, Possessory Titles Act, and I would know because I was one of the people that was in Parliament when that act came through, that allows a person who has stayed on a property for a particular period of time to come into possession of that property via the Possessory Title Act. There are certain conditions that must be covered in order for them to do that. And one of them is publish it in the newspapers. So it's published in the newspapers here. But in many of the instances, the people who own those properties, they're not here. That's the reason somebody was able to stay on it that long.
Okay.
The people are there in Canada and so.
Passed on too.
Yeah, it could be a case of that. And their relatives probably don't even know that property belongs to person A or person B.
Okay.
So I think it's some means has to be found that when those possessory titles documents are put into the local newspapers, because number one, not much people read the newspapers anyway. And secondly, when you see this legal thing, unless you happen to glance a name that look like a name that you know, you tend to just continue going through. Nobody sits and read it. And you would have a lot of people who are listening to this program right now that are there in the UK, that are there in the US, that are there in Canada, and even regionally, that might come home after 5 years, 10 years, and find that somebody else owns the property. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just a law for Grenada, it's a law that has been enacted from since I think the late 1800s or 1900s. And it was reformed a couple of years ago. So it has to be published and all of that now, and people could actually get documents for the land as they have possessory title of the land.
And if you cannot get the documents?
No, what I'm saying is that if they've stayed on it for a particular period, I'm kind of rusty on it right now. I'm trying to remember the number of years. But if they've stayed on it and it's not a situation where they're renting, if it's not a situation that they are renting or they paid anything, that is the reason, for instance, that some people would say, okay, you could stay on this thing, but pay me 15 cents or pay me 10 cents. Remember old people used to do that?
Right.
There's a reason they do that, because once you have paid, you can't adversely take over the property. You can't come into possession of the property because you have acknowledged it belongs to the other person. And you've paid because you're only supposed to stay there for a period of time according to what you're paying.
Okay.
Yeah? So old people used to say, give me $1 or give me 25 cents or give me 15 cents or something. Or give me a $5. I've even seen some where people say, give me a $5 and that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's just to make sure that the person cannot come into possession of the property afterwards. Behind your back, in a sense.
And what about when the land paper come and is you paying up the land tax and everything?
And you're renting?
No, you're not renting on that one. That particular one is a different one.
That one we need a lawyer.
I need a lawyer?
I ain't start my course yet. I'm starting just now.
Yeah, because I would like to get some more information to that particular one.
Yeah, that one because
out of the tax where one family member used to pay and then that member passed on and then you there for almost 21, 22 years thereabout. And every time the land tax come is you paying it out.
You have your receipts to prove that you're paying it?
Yeah, all the receipts are here.
That one is a ticklish one. I don't want to go and say something on that one because I know I ain't want to go and say something that's the wrong thing and have people thinking that they could do this or that this is correct or wrong to do.
Okay.
Let me research that one.
Yes.
Let me research that one.
You'll please get back to me because I need some real information.
Yeah. The main thing is once you're making payments, keep your receipts.
Yes.
Your receipts.
And I have all the receipts there.
Yeah, the receipts are as good as the money that you paid. All right?
Over $18,000, you know.
Wow.
What was owing before and all that thing, and then we did try and pay it out.
Peace. Yeah. All right,
so
my
if
dear.
anything, you will research and you will let me know.
Yeah.
And if there's a lawyer we need, you could try to help us because I never go to lawyer yet.
Oh, God.
Never go to lawyer
All right.
yet.
I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Yes, thanks
Okay,
so
my
much.
dear. Bye-bye.
You have a nice day. Okay,
All right.
Bye-bye. Yes, thanks.
Yes, indeed. I think we have a call on the overseas line. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Sheldon. Good morning.
Hey, morning. How are you?
How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm great.
How Devon doing?
Well, I've been trying to reach Mr. Devon, but I know what's going on with he and our phone.
Okay, I hope all is well with him, you know?
Yeah.
I hope all is well. And good morning, Kami. Kami, I hope you're doing well, my girl. And Sheldon, what I want to speak about this morning is about Kirani. We should not hope that Kirani winning gold in it. If he do it, kudos to him. Because Kirani is just coming back to get himself in form. And I don't want to strain himself too much to damage himself because I know the Olympics is what he aiming at. You know, the same thing happened to the guy in Canada. He comes second, you know, there, but we didn't expect him to win because he come back from an injury. And you know those things take time.
Yeah, they do
and
take some
if you push yourself
time.
too much, you're going to damage yourself. So Kirani is doing great. To be up there in the first three, Sheldon, he is doing great. And we should all, and I don't like when Kirani comes second, Grenadians start to come down on him. We have to be proud of this kid. But we're only proud of him when he get goal, some of us. So we have to, you know, give him time to heal. We're glad to hear his name is back on the international scene, but give him time. If he do it, kudos to him. But if he don't come down on the kid. That's all I got to say at this time. Okay,
Yes,
bro.
indeed. All right, thank you. And you know, you have to take several factors. It's not just run and win. You have to take several things into consideration, as our good brother Ian was just saying there. One, this race is going to be about the 5th or 6th one that is run in 2 years. These other athletes, they've been running all on the Diamond League and those sort of things. They've been busy out there. And due to illness, Kirani has been out of circulation for a little while. So he started back. For him to reach as far as he has reached right now is nothing less than amazing. That's a story in itself. For Kirani to reach where he has reached right now, coming back, not from Graves' disease because he still has it, but he's learned to manage it. It's autoimmune. He has it for the rest of his life. But he's learned how to manage it and control it till he feels like himself again. Yeah? So he's learned that. So for him to be able to come back and be in contention right now, Wade van der Kirk, the guy that beat him in the Olympics, he had an injury. He tried to come back from the injury. And look, he's not at the World Championship because he can't make it. But Kirani is there. So we look forward to Kirani's doing his best tomorrow. You have some guys with some pretty fast times in the final there with him. Gardenia has a fast time, but Kirani still has a faster time than him overall. And you have an American in there, let me see, Fred. Yeah, Fred Curley, who has a time of 43 somebody down there. We have a call on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, son.
Yeah, morning. How you doing?
Yeah, the guy said it well, man. So some people want victory at all costs. Remember, being in the final alone is an achievement for Grenada. You understand? Grenada still shining. He make it in the final. But you know, you have some people who have some to stand already. And I heard someone I talk about something to do with that the thing that say well, you dream or some dream and well, I just wonder why some people doesn't have positive dream too, because when they dream only some bad thing will happen to Grenada or somebody. When they had a good dream, they keep it for themselves. Because if he said the time with in the Bible thing, with Daniel had dream. He dreamed that there's 7 years of plenty, there is something good, and they go 7 years of famine. But all the stuff come on the radio only about negative. They never, so when they dream something positive, come and tell the nation, look, there's a good thing going to happen to Grenada. Why is only bad thing alone? They just have dream for and come on the radio. That is our problem with that. Because you had a good dream too. Because if you're a dreamer, you cannot only bad dream alone. There must be time You have a good dream. So come and share the nation. Don't only want to share on the doomsday. Take care, Mr. Scott.
All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. And folks, when you look at the times, Kirani has one of the fastest times there, but we know he's also a big game, big night performer as well. Yeah, and he has one of the fastest times there. Fred Curley out of the USA, his personal best 43.64, and he ran that this year. Kirani's personal best is 43.74. Kim Bloomfield out of Jamaica, 43.94. That's the time roughly within a split close to the time Kirani won within the Olympic Games. Yeah. And the Bahamian, 43.87. That's his best personal time. So we expect Kirani to do his very best. Yeah. We all want gold. We all hunting for gold. We're looking for gold. But at the end of the day, we want him to do his very best. Coming back from what he has come back from is not easy. It's not easy. Yeah? This thing causes you to lose weight. You just lose a certain weight and all kind of thing. You always feel tired. Yeah? All sorts of things it does to you. And he has been able to come back from that. I'm going to try and find an interview with him before we end today's program. I'm going to try to find, there's an interview from yesterday with him that I think would be a good one to listen to.
You're a survivor, don't give up so easy now. One step forward, no looking back. Every stumbling block, we tackling that. Face the storm with your brilliance and with resilience. You will conquer all. Every time you fall, you rise up standing tall. You are born to be brave. If things ever get rough, don't you give up. There's a hero inside of
I know throughout the entire race, the only focus was on Kirani. After the race, Kirani James of Grenada. It's like I was watching Lyndon yesterday and all the other athletes there, and it's like Lyndon Victor of Grenada. And there goes Victor of Grenada.
strong like a lion full
And yes, he's in medal contention, Victor of Grenada. Looking at the race, Kirani James of Grenada.
Don't give up so easy now. Never be afraid to be bold. Your conscience clear, cause your heart's made of gold. Yeah. Don't you believe the lies that
So folks, in all of that, say a special prayer.
the Father watch things unfold for you.
For our athletes out there, you always should. Doing their best to represent their country. Pray that they remain injury free. That they can do their very best. Continue to send the prayers up for them on a daily basis. Not only when you remember them or just as they're about to run.
Don't you give up. There's a hero inside of you. If you look deep inside, I'm sure you will find the hero that lies in you.
Yes, folks. Hannah, I think it's about 12 years. I have to confirm. I'm trying to remember the Possessory Titles Act. When it comes to the land and that sort of thing. So I know a lot of people out there, I've been speaking to some people in the diaspora and they're concerned about it. They're concerned about it because they don't see, so they can't challenge. Because it may be a situation, let's say your parents have some property here in Grenada and somebody else is gone and they're living on that property and then you're out there in the US or whatever and you don't know what's going on here. You haven't been back for 10 years or so. Nobody has told you that, look, there's this property here and somebody's living on it. And by the time you come back, the person has title to the land. You can't do anything about it at that stage, you know?
Lose your strife. Show them that you're great.
Oh, God, Olive. Olive, behave yourself.
Don't you give up.
Vic, good morning.
Inside of you. If you look deep inside, I'm sure you will find the hero that lies in you. You're a hero.
So, folks, around this time, our own Lyndon Victor should be in action in the discus, yeah.
You're a hero.
And then a little after 1 in action in the pole vault.
You're a survivor, don't give up.
Then later this afternoon, the javelin. See them Grenadian fellas could real pelt. Yeah, man. They're looking forward to Anderson Peters. He'll be in action this Saturday. Yeah, he'll be in action Saturday and Sunday. Our own Anderson Peters. Let me just get the times for you. There's one group that starts throwing at 9:30 and one at 11. I'm not seeing the listing yet, so I can't say which group he's in. And the final will be taking place at 5 minutes to 1 on Sunday. That's the men's javelin at the World Athletics Championships in Doha, Qatar. So Anderson Peters will be in action there, huh?
Show them that you're great. If this ever get wrong,
Let me say a special good morning to my friends and family out there in Carriacou, Petit Martinique.
if you look deep inside, I'm sure
Yeah, so now planes can land there in the night time. That's nice.
that lies in you.
70,000 US project. So planes, you could have nighttime landing and so on the Lauriston Airport.
Full of strength to carry on. You're a
Remember it had some people that stopped that project there, man. It had the Marina project up there too. I wonder what they can play that Marina project and thing in Carriacou. I wonder what it...
At Turtle Marina. Well, the project's, she's coming to the last phase now, whereby the heavy engineering, the heavy construction is completed. We are in less of a construction site now, and more of a marina boatyard. This is our second season. We crossed 100 boats quite a while ago. We think we may top out at about 200 for this season. The feedback is good. We're very happy with the progress, very happy with everything that's happening. And we're now getting ready for the construction, which is building construction and services on the marina now that the heavy engineering is finished. That building will site the new budget marine, the Caribbean Chandlery. At present, we have to buy all things from Grenada. It takes a day to get any, you want to buy nuts and bolts, it takes you a day to get them. They will have a full chandlery here, over 2,100 square feet of floor space, of shop space, and they will stock everything that you would get at the budget in Grenada or in Trinidad or St. Martin, any one of their stores. The budget is, we exceeded our budget a long time ago. I couldn't tell you what it is off the top of my head. But it's an ongoing work in progress. It's a lot of millions, I can tell you that. Completion, how do you define completion? We will be improving it all the time. It's a constant work in progress. As the needs of yachts people change, the marina will adapt to their requirements. In the short term, we're looking at budget marine, a laundry, other services along the roadside, gas station, sail loft, restaurants, bars, things that are more in the hospitality areas that yachts people need. We offer fiberglass repairs, a full paint service, cleaning, polishing, hauling out boats, modifications. Our skill sets are a little bit limited, but we're improving on them all the time. Every year, the number of skills and the number of things that we can do are increasing. Safety and training are our most important focus. We didn't have, I should say, a large workforce who were well trained in dealing with yachts. Carriacou's been famous, and Petit Martinique, for dealing with schooners, building workboats, trawlers. So the yacht industry is relatively new to us. But our skill base, our skill sets are improving all the time. I'm very pleasantly surprised at how quickly the tradesmen adapt from woodwork and the woodworking required to build a schooner to fiberglass work, and very good fiberglass work to repair and fabricate things on yachts. So that side of it, we're very impressed by the quality of our local workforce. And we continue. Training is very, very important. It never ends. You learn a new technique today, and a year down the road, 2 years down the road, it's obsolete. It's been superseded by another technique, new technology. So we have to adapt and change, modify ourselves and change to suit that all the time.
Yes, folks, and that's Mr. Jerome McCulkin. He is the managing director of the Tyrrell Bay Marina in Carriacou. That's for some people that say nothing going on in Carriacou, yeah. They say nothing going on in Carriacou. I ain't mind some of that nothing taking place in my neighborhood. So marina, laundry, chandlery, bakery, etc., putting out a set of different things down there at that Tyrrell Bay Marina. I think we have a caller. I'll be our final caller today. Good morning.
Morning, Sheldon.
Hey, Carriacou.
That is true, last night about 8:30, I stood down and slept there. We stayed and kneel up there. I see the bright light quite down there. So I called my brother, I said, come and see. He said, that plane, man. And we see the plane coming about 8:30 minutes to 9 last night, I say, wow. Yeah.
So people don't have to overnight again here. They could have a flight coming in nighttime.
Right.
The $70,000 US being spent on that project there at the Lauriston Airport. So the plane could land in the night there now.
Yes, man. I see it for myself, eh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Take care, bro.
All right, brother.
Hey, my brother.
Blessings. Yeah, so I didn't even know the landings have begun. Hunter, you gotta go and get 2 photos there, boy. Don't use flash, next thing it blind the pilots and them kind of thing there. Right. Yeah, so they have that taking place there in Carriacou. And you still have people saying nothing taking place in Carriacou. You've switched from the Hillsborough jetty down to the jetty down there in Harveyville now. So it's a world standard. And you still have people saying nothing taking place in Carriacou. Yeah? But say what? Who is blind will always be blind, You can try as much as possible, but if they decide that they want to remain blind, there's nothing you can do. So folks, remember, tomorrow is going to be the official state opening of Parliament. You'll be having the throne speech. It's just as important as when you're listening to the budget. Because it's basically like the budget, but in a broader sense. They're not going to go into detail. It's the broader than the budget statement. The budget statement gives a lot of technical data, facts and figures in relation to the different sectors. The throne speech gives general statements in relation to each areas and policy direction where different ministries are going. I expect to hear a lot, for instance, in relation to climate change. Yeah? Youth development, agriculture. And we've heard a lot in relation to agriculture this week from the Minister of Agriculture. We heard quite a lot that within a short space of time, within the next few days, if it hasn't already begun, you have the Farm Labor Support Program where they're going to be sending workers onto the farms to assist farmers. Yeah, paid for by the state. So a lot of stuff that is taking place under the Ministry of Agriculture and so on. So we're going to hear some of it, not broad. So don't go there saying, well, they didn't talk about this and they didn't talk about that. The throne speech is broad. The budget statement is less broad. So the budget statement when the budget comes around, you'll hear a lot about what's taking place in this area, what's taking place in that area. But they won't go into all that detail. You'll have more detail on the throne speech. So you'll have some facts and figures. Yeah? You'll hear something about policy directives and so on. But until the minister with responsibility for that area speaks during the budget discussion, the budget debate, then is when you'll hear all of the broader things being discussed, going deeper into a particular area. You might say, well, I am not much for agriculture. When the Minister of Agriculture speaks, not after the throne speech, but after the budget speech, when the Minister of Agriculture speaks, you'll be hearing a lot of information about what's taking place in agriculture. Yeah? So, folks, that's all the time we have for today. It's been wonderful being here with you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I've taken you to the 12 o'clock hour. And, of course, in whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Whatever you're speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out of here.